Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our compost toilet build. In this episode we're going to be covering the cladding. The cladding is the outside here and on the other side, and this one is done in this log lap stuff, but anything you cover the outside of is called cladding. So continue watching and you'll see how we do the cladding on this toilet. So I've just been and got the cladding. It's just this log lap cladding. It's what I've used on my compost toilet buildings up at the campsite. So I've got these, I've just cut them to the width of this. They're going along here like so, and I'm going to nail them on. And to fit it, I'm just going to use this brad nail, it's finishing nailer. It's perfect for this job and it's nice and quick. If you haven't got a nail gun, then you can obviously use standard nails or pins for it. You just have to be careful you don't split the wood. This is good for not splitting the wood at the end. Alright, so I'm fitting this down the side of this one. We're going to fit it flush to the front of it here. And I'm just going to click these in place. And so I'll start off with these with one nail in the middle. One on that side. One on that side. And then this is dead quick and simple. This is. So you can see this is a breeze to fit on here. Really quick and simple job once you have it cut. So what I have to do is just pop this on top of here. So, but you can see here that basically you just put it on top here, draw a line all the way across the top of that, and then go and cut it like that. So we had some pretty busy year last year on the glamping side of things, and it's shaping up well again this year. If you want to have a look at freespiritglamping.com, you can see what we offer up there, and you'll see some pictures of the finished toilets on the website there. Also go and check us out on Facebook on at Free Spirit Glamping UK, and the same on Instagram. So as you can see, I'm just doing exactly the same thing again here. And then again, just slot that into there. And get my pencil, if I've got it with me, yep. My pencil, and just draw a line along the back edge. And that will be, I'm going to cut that in a second, and that will be that side clad up then. So I'm going to do the same thing on that side, and then you can join me again in a minute for sorting the front out. Right, so now I've fitted the sides and the top bits. I've trimmed them down. This one will need a bit of sanding under in a minute. It's just again slightly off angle. It's going to need just to go over the top of that. So I'm just going to now measure width for the doors on the front part. Obviously this part here is going to be clad, and this is going to be the door. But what I'm going to do is cut lengths for the whole top bit here. And then trim the ends off for the door here. So the whole width of this is going to be from the fattest part of the cladding is 73.1, so I'm going to cut them at 73 rather, sorry, for the length of that. Make a note on my notepad on the table here. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to cut from the middle of the cladding, the fattest part. It's 22, so 21 point, what were there, 21.7. Right, so 21.7. So I'm going to cut 5 pieces of this at 73 to go from end to end. Then I'm going to slice it down at 21.7, and then that cut, just a couple of millimetres on the blade, will be enough just to make a gap on for the door here as well. So that's how I'm going to work that one. And then we'll show you how to put the door together. So I'm going to just get the wood for that, again sort it out, and I'll come back and show you when I've done those cuts. But as you can see here, I've just cut the wood for here like I said I was going to, and I've actually fitted it as well. This is the just a bit of the door. The door's going to hinge onto here. This is the rest of the cladding, and we'll come to that shortly. So what I need to do now is actually make the door. I'm going to refer you to this door here that I made earlier on. This is very simple. All I've done on here is just put a strip of wood on the back of each of these. There's more or less to the bottom of the cladding. Have to allow enough room here to fit it so it can fit under the bar at the top, but you want this to jam against the top of the wood here. And similarly on this side, you have to allow enough space for this to actually shut on there. And I had to move this one the first time I did this. So I've actually put it against this line here, and the door wouldn't shut. So what I've had to do is just unscrew that and move it further back by 20mm. And that was fine, and that's worked. So all I'm going to do is the same thing again. It was made to the same measurements as that one. And so all I'm going to do on here is just measure how long these are, cut the piece of wood for this, and then we'll get the door made and I'll show you up there. So I'll just move you back here for a moment. And what you can see here is the other door pieces that I've cut. And when you come to doing it, you want a bit of clearance underneath the door, just so it opens. So what I did before was raised it up on a little bit of wood, just so it gives it sort of 10 mils, 15 mils clearance off the bottom. When you come to put these into sheds or other things, you tend to find they're not quite straight, or the floors are wonky. And if you don't do it, the doors just catch on the floor. And also it just allows for, for liquids and stuff to go underneath if necessary, or water when you're cleaning the floor or whatever. So I'll just mop this up on here, and you'll effectively see that when this is built up like such, just say raise it a little bit, just so this covers over the top of here, then that'll be enough. I won't need to do anything. I mean, I could potentially take this top piece off here just for strength purposes. So what I want to do is just raise this off, and we'll put the one beam down parallel with this left hand side and one beam down something like this here. And then you can see here on this corner here, they'll more or less nicely line up. It's obviously not straight in the temporary thing. So this will line up on this corner here, and that'll make a nice edge for that, and that'll be your box done there. So I'm just going to cut these pieces of wood, and I'll come right back to you for fixing the door together. Right, so as you can see here, I've cut the 2 pieces that are going to make the braces for this door. They are just long enough to cover end to end here, minus a small gap at the top. I'll put a line across here where it can't go any higher. I've also put a line down this edge which marks out where it's going to come. Well, this will be the other way around, so it's going to come against this edge. So what I've done is just bring it in another 10 mils from that line, and that'll allow it just to clear this line here when it goes through. So all I need to do is screw that into there. So all I'm going to do for this is pop a screw in each of these holes. I've made sure this is tightly together here. If you try and clamp it, you find it goes at an angle and it bends it inwards. So I'm not clamping it in this case. Always something, isn't there? Wrong size screws, wrong size drill bit. Let's try again. Perfect, that's in there nicely. Again, into the middle of each plank. The middle of each one is the thickest. Make sure not to go too far through it, of course. And then the same on this side. No one there. Right, so that is as simple as that. That is our door actually made. So if you just turn it around the other way, you'll be able to see, and that's in place there. And it'll be raised off a bit. So just imagine slightly higher than that, like there. It's got a gap at the bottom I was talking about, which should be slightly less than that. And matched up nicely to the side here, and I'll put some hinges on this edge. But obviously, first of all, I want to paint this, so I'm not going to put hinges on yet. So that completes our cladding episode for this compost toilet. In the next episode, we're going to be building the lid. Now, the lid is probably the most complicated part. It's got this lifting up part here. It's got the lid on it here, the toilet seat. It's got the urine separator here, and it's got the side piece here. Not only that, on the back bit here, there's a bit of hinges onto as well. So there's multiple cuts, multiple things to do. But that will complete the build of our compost toilet, and obviously include fitting the hinges and the catches and stuff, and talking about any other issues we've got going here. Okay, look forward to seeing you in part 3. Bye bye.